welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman. Opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose one side, cross and sit on that side. Good Tai Chi posture. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. Golden cockerel. Starting off with dropping of shoulders. Middle finger at the side seam of your pants. Tucking your butt, hollowing your chest. Here we go. Shift weight, center, counterbalance, golden cockerel. Last set. Kicking out. Gather the energy, center, kick out in line, follow with your eyes. Last set. Holding your ball. Out on an L, part the wild horse's mane. Get a good stretch. Sit back, lower, pivot. Hold your ball, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Smooth your movements out. Think through what you're supposed to do. Okay, ready for the 24 now, okay? See, just a couple of suggestions. When you hold your ball after coming down on a commencing form, don't forget now, this shoulder doesn't rise up to hold your ball, to show me that you know how to hold your ball. Why? Do not come up and hold your ball like this. Why? Remember we said that in order to do Tai Chi, you have to have good Tai Chi posture? The posture is already here. You're setting the tone for how low you're going to go. So if you rise up here, it's no good. So take it one step back now. So if everybody can listen to what and do what I'm telling you, if you can drop your shoulders, that's the level in which your shoulders should always be throughout all of Tai Chi. So if it's there and it's comfortable, when it's time to hold your ball is formed and your shoulders have nothing to do with where the level of your shoulder does not change. And in other words, when you come down on a commencing form and you hold your ball, it's your mind that's telling you what to do, and it's your core that's coming and forming your ball, not just this, okay? So what am I saying? This applies to, yes, right after commencing form and holding your ball to part the wild horse's mane, but it's in everything that we do. Do not rise that shoulder up, okay? Don't rise it up. And the reason why I'm mentioning it now, when I assumed that you knew that good Tai Chi posture should be applied to your whole complete form or set, is because I've noticed on my videos when I edit that I see the shoulder not necessarily moving up, but I can tell by the size of the ball that this shoulder is not dropped. Okay, so be aware of that. I think there was something else now. Don't forget, I think I did teach you when we close our form now. This way, this way, this way, this way, center, touch, come up. And you saw how I brought my palms together, come up, rather than rotate in midway as you arrive. So here again, what I'm emphasizing is that when you embrace the tiger, embrace him this way, okay? This way rather than here, then come up this way, all right? Just try that for now, okay? All right, so we're gonna do the 24 in its entirety. We are gonna re-examine serpent in the grass and then maybe move on to the ladder movements, okay? So everybody got a good position because we're gonna travel far, okay? Good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders. Commencing form. Shift weight, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 open, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Hands rotate, take a deep breath in as we elevate. Shoulder level, drop your shoulders, make yourself small, flex your knees. Hold your ball on the T stance. We're gonna part the wild horse's mane out into the side. Here it is. Get a good stretch. Sit back and lower. Pivot out. Center with a ball, out on an L. Get a good stretch. Flying diagonal. Sit back, lower. Pivot out. Hold your ball, out on an L. Final parting of the wild horse's mane. Half step forward, hold your ball. Spin your ball to the right as if you're brushing on that right hand. Point out. White crane spreads its wings. Drop your front foot. Bisect your body. Look back. Swirl at the backhand. Lift up. 3 things happen as hands go for the ride to brush your knee. Sit back, lower, pivot out, parallel higher, ear, hand, heel, turn the hips and waist as you brush knee 2. Sit back, lower, pivot out, Ear, heel, hand, multitask, final brush knee. Half step forward, sit back on your back foot, rock the front foot to its toe, play your lute on your heel. Drop your front foot, center the front hand, open both palms to the ceiling as you glance, lift up, ear, heel, hand, meet in the center as you repulse the monkey, 1. Center, higher glance, ear, heel, toe, heel, meet in the center, repulse, 2. Center, higher glance, lift up, ear, toe, heel, pivot, repulse, 3. Center, higher glance, lift up, ear, toe, heel, repulse of the monkey, final. Hold your ball on a T stance. Out with your heel, L stance to ward off your opponent. Turn your hips and waist, reposition your hands and sit down. Sit back, look back, turn, square, contact, push in the center of your body, separate, roll back, sit down, up and forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, right hand on the bottom to hold your ball on a T stance, out in an L, push your opponent away. Turn your hips and waist will allow you to grasp the bird's tail, look back, sit back, contact, push in the center, separate shoulder width away and roll back, and spiral forward. Sit back, lower, pivot, 12 o'clock, cup, 9 o'clock, 2 things happen, flip the hands, middle, hook, out and to the side, first single whip. Sit back, lower, pivot, 12 o'clock, cup, 3 o'clock, cloud hands, 9 o'clock, 2 things happen, stem cup, 3 o'clock, 2 things happen, stem cup, 9 o'clock, flip meet close, middle or cup, flip meet open, middle or cup, flip meet close, middle, hook and look, across the face out, second single whip. Half step forward, sit back, high pat on the horse with your forward front, left foot on its toe, cross at the wrist, step out, veer to the left with your heel down, gather energy, center and out, in, drop gently on an L stance, look through your double punch. Sit back, lower, pivot all the way around, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up and out and in, hook and toe, down, halfway veer to the left to set, swing up, golden cockerel. Toe in line with the heel, pivot, hook, split, down, halfway veer to the right this time, set, up, golden cockerel. Let's finish it all. Heel down, hold your ball. Heel out, right hand on the above your forehead as you turn your hips and waist to shuttle on your right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball, left heel, turn your balls, turn at the hips and waist, shuttles on her left. Half step to the back, across your hips and waist, toe extended by the knee, down to the bottom of the seat. 1 hand, 2 hands, and your foot, start in the middle, flash arms like a fan. Sit back, lower, pivot, fist up and down on your toe, swing out with your heel to deflect, then parry and punch. Touch, open up, sit down, spiral up, and then forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, open pivot, in pivot, embrace the tiger, modification, up, in, push out, closing, form. 50, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, as we close our form. Okay, so very good. And yes, we don't know the ladder movements, and we need to relook at them and actually dig down deeper. You generally know what you're supposed to do and where you're supposed to turn, but how you go about that in detail is a little cloudy, okay? So reviewing cloud hands, reviewing serpent in the grass first, okay? So we said, so I get to watch you this time, right? You're gonna do for me kicking out with your left by the clock, and you're gonna come out this way. I'll review it this way for you. We said that we would have the hook so that we could look at it. We would come down after our kick out and find that place where we believe it's the edge of our heel, okay? Right about there, and not too split and not too short of it, because you want the stretch to come down. We want the hook hand higher. We want the parallel hand closer to our shoulder. We want to drop down and post rather than come this way where we're weighted in the middle. We want to make sure that we're grounded. We want to come down on that posted back foot. At halfway, we want to veer out to the left and bring our body in this position for stability. Okay, we don't want to come in here. We want to be able to use the suspension here to allow us then to shift our weight to the front foot and come up as a golden cockerel. Then we said that we would come down, and we would have figured it out so that when we spin or rotate for the serpent on the other way, we should be in line with the heel. We have the hook hand higher. We split out so that our feet are parallel. We're posted on the left this time. We come down. At the halfway where my fingers are down to the floor, I pivot out. I suspend myself. I'm in the right position now, in the right hand position. I swoop up, and I'm a golden cockerel. Okay, and if we do that well, then we're in line for learning Maiden works or shuttle today, okay? Okay, for the challenge, okay? So let's take a double punch here, and then I'll spin around, and then you don't have to stretch your neck to look and see what I'm doing. Have the confidence that you can do something, okay? All right, so to get into a double punch, we're veering to the left, right foot forward, look through your double punch. Everybody got it? Sit back, lower, open the palms, spin all the way around, left hand on the outside, left foot coming out, kick out with your left. In, hook, split. Down, halfway, veer to the left, stretch out that back hand, up, golden cockerel, toe down, pivot, hook, look, split, down, post down, halfway, veer to the right, set, up, golden cockerel. Extend the knee of the left on an L, hold your ball, okay? And we'll hold it right there. All right, so from what I can see, and I may be wrong, everybody can improve on how that backhand is. Which way shall I do it? I'll do it several ways. Maybe this is a better profile here. So when we suspend ourselves, Do you see that I'm not here, but I'm here? Here, rather than here. Here is halfway, gives me no, I want to say momentum, distance. This is another view. Yeah, I don't want to be here, I want to be here. I want to be here. I want to be here so that I can come up here. If I'm too short, I'm here, it's only going to give me this distance here, whereas I'm back here, it's going to give me that swing distance, right? So show me with your right hook your hand, left foot on a line, right foot on a 45. Where's that right hand? Show me the right hand. Okay. Drop your hook and just swing it out. All right, that's where it should be, okay? That's where it should be, okay? Show me again. Swing it out, pull it back, swing it forward. Now hook. Yeah, that's better, okay? The other side now. Right foot on a line, left foot on the other. Back, swing this momentum here, okay? Now hook. Right? Get your front hand going too. Where's your weight? Right in the center, okay? But it's going to shift to the front. Right? So if we can get that fixed up a little better, that would be good. You'll be ready, you'll be prepared for Maiden Works or Shuttle. Okay? Swinging up nicely to get the golden cockerel and then Maiden Works or Shuttle. Okay, so there is a difference. There is a difference, so we don't want to come back here, we want to come back here. We don't want to come back here, we want to come back here, okay? We don't want to come back here, we want to come further back. Okay, don't exaggerate, but I am with my words, but it'll be natural once you are in movement. Okay, any questions on that now? Okay. So we know that the hook hand is soft to begin with in all cases, even with our double punch. The clench or the fisted or the hook hand is never tight in like this, okay? It's loose, okay, soft and loose, that's what I would say. So soft and loose this way, soft and loose this way, okay? All right. So Maiden Works or Shuttle, okay? So we're saying we're going to go on, but we know that serpent takes a while, takes a long while to kind of perfect and understand and make our body do what needs to be done. So we'll set that aside now and we'll work on Maiden Works or Shuttle. Wait, how does Maiden Work or Shuttle now? Okay, so we have to go this way, okay? So Maiden Works or Shuttle after the last golden cockerel and the last serpent and the last golden cockerel. So we're veering to the right and we're in this stance, right? Sorry, this stance, right? Yeah, okay. So let's do the last serpent. The last serpent is this way, left hand, foot here. Okay, everybody got it? Down, halfway, veer to the right, swing out, up, golden cockerel. All right, then reposition yourselves, okay? So this is where we are, okay? Try it for the overview. You're going to extend the knee, put your heel down, hold your ball. Out with your heel. Spin the ball, right hand on the forehead, turn your hips and waist, shuttles on her right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball. Out with your heel of your left, spin the ball, left hand above your head, turn the hips and waist, shuttles on her left. Half step to the back, across your hips and waist, needle to the bottom of the sea. Okay? Let's end with Up one hand, join it by the second hand, then your foot. Start in the middle, which you're touching. Extend the knee. Let's end it at flash arms like a fan. Okay? So we're going to have to, so in doing this as a drill, you may not be in the exact extreme of the left, extreme of the right, but for our purposes to see visually, we're going to take it forward, okay? But it'll match up once you understand it. So we said, what did we say? We're going to go up this way, right? Veering towards, everybody watch first, okay? This is your golden cockerel. Extend the knee, hold your ball. And then you don't usually take a tap here, but for teaching purposes and for going slowly, I would allow the tip. Out with your heel, rotate the ball above your head, turn the hips and waist, Maiden on her right. Sit back, out, hold your ball, heel out, turn the ball up and above your head, Maiden on her left. Half step to the back, across the hips and waist. The knee is extended, and I'm on my toe of my left. I go to the bottom of the C. One hand comes up, join it by the second hand, then your foot, out with your heel again, on an extended knee, flash arms like a fan. Okay, one more time. Okay, one more time this way. Okay? Any questions on that? So maybe I should explain what I mean by extend the knee. So when the needle at the bottom of the C or anything, this is not an extended knee, but this is an extended knee, would allow me to then do this or do this. Extend the knee, okay? Rather than like this. Left, golden cockerel. Extend the knee, heel down, hold your ball. Out with your heel, spin the ball, right hand above your head, turn the hips and waist, Maiden on her right. Sit back, lower, pivot out, hold your ball. Out on the heel, spin the ball, left hand above the forehead, turn the hips and waist, Maiden on her left. Half step to the back. Extend the knee, needle to the bottom of the C. One hand, two hands, then your foot, touch, extend the knee, flash arms like a fan. Okay, so I can see where if you take too much of an angle this way, then you don't have anything to follow. So you can make that adjustment, okay? As long as we get the pieces in. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're too much this way, maybe you want to turn this way a little bit so you can follow. But eventually we'll get into the zigzag position. When needle goes to the bottom of the C, remember we talked about mitten, so here's your mitten. So you're coming down like this. There are two ways. If you remember, Ken comes down this way, comes down, starts up shallower, and I tend to come up a little higher. And I just like the ebbing and flowing, coming down, starting higher, going down lower. Whereas I think he's more into where he ends up, where his hand ends up, okay? Something like that. But you get the point that it has to not come shallow here, but it has to start up higher, come down, Not so much straight down, but on a diagonal down, up, one hand, join it with the next, then your foot, touch, extend the knee, touch. When you flash arms like a fan, the forward hand has no priority. It's the same rubber band that you pull out equidistant. Although it may not show that this is whatever, 12 inches from me, this is 12 inches from me, but you already are starting from the forward position, so this should be fine, as long as you have that openness from your core, and you'll feel it. So you don't want to overemphasize and just make sure that the forward hand is forward and the other one just kind of stays, but you want this openness where it starts in the center, it opens equidistance, okay? And you can kind of test that, experiment with that in your quiet time, okay? Get it? All right, let's try it again, okay? And then reposition if you can't see, okay? So we're this way. Golden cockerel stands on its right. Extend the knee on an L, hold your ball. Out with your heel, spin the ball, right hand above the head, turn your hips and waist, Maiden on her right. Sit back, lower, slightly pivot out, hold your ball, out on an L, spin the ball, left hand on the floor, above the head, turn the hips and waist, shuttles on her left. Half step to the back, across your hips and waist with the left hand, on your toe, down to the bottom of the C. Up one hand, two hands, then your foot, extend the knee, touch, start in the middle, stretch, out. And then look at your stance. What should be the stance be? Stance should be a bow stance, yeah? Bow stance. And then don't favor the forward, don't favor the forward. If I'm at flash arms like a fan, the final movement, I do not have to turn my hips and waist. If I'm in a bow stance, hey, the bow stance, remember, the hips are forward. They do not have to go this way. So to see it better, flash arms like a fan. Bow stance, flash arm like a fan. I do not have to, this is wrong, turn it this way, okay? Okay, if you're using your core, it shouldn't affect too much of the positioning of this here, okay? Core, extending here. Because when you want to sit back, you're gonna have to make some kind of a readjustment or contort yourself to then sit back. We're thinking about what's good for being prepared for the next round, for the next step. You got to get it right, okay? So don't change that position of the hips. If you have trouble listening or following what I'm saying, go back to ground one. L, T stance, L stance, bow stance. What happens? Our hips and waist turn. Bow stance, flash arms, okay? Get it? Am I saying something that you understand? Yeah? Okay, I'll show you a forward movement. Extend the knee. Better balance. Extend the knee, turn. Hips and waist helps you with shuttling. Sit back, lower. Slightly pivot out. Half step to the back. Touch. Okay. Can we do it a little better now? Okay, going forward. Golden cockerel stands on its right. Extend the knee. Hold your ball. Out with your heel. Turn, spin. Hips and waist, shuttle to the right. Sit back. Pivot slightly out. Hold your ball. out with your heel, turn, spin, turn the hips and waist, shuttles on her left. Half step to the back, across your hips and waist with your left hand. Set up the right hand, point out with your left foot, bend down. One hand comes up, two hands come up, then your foot, extend the knee, heel out, equidistance to flash arms like a fan, making sure that you're in a bow stance, okay? Bow stance. Sit back, lower. Pivot the front foot, fist the right hand, and you're ready for next week's lesson, okay? So these are complicated, but once you get even a little grip on it, it still flows with the rest of the movements that you know so well, mainly because you're ebbing and flowing, taking a different position. Just very challenging, but very beneficial, mind and spirit. It gives you that lift, okay? All right. Remember, we always said your hands go for the ride, the arms go for the ride. So how is my hand coming down? Because I'm what? Thinking it through, lowering my core. How's it coming up? I'm extending. How am I going to flash arms? I'm using the core so that my hands are not, did nothing for me. All I was concerned with this last movement, which is incorrect, is where my hands are. But let's say, forget about the hands. Set it up, they'll go down. Will they come back up? Sure. Will they come out? Sure. So maybe that's a good way of understanding and practicing and doing Tai Chi. Know that the hands have a position, but the power of the hands and the movement of the hands come within the mind and the core. In Maiden works her shuttle, it's no different. When Maiden works her shuttle, she has her ball, she extends her knee, extends the knee, drop the shoulders, turn. How am I turning? The power's coming here, it's coming up. Turning my hips and waist. I'm not pushing out this way. I am using my energy to turn and to extend that bottom hand to come out. And you try that, okay? It's easy to see and understand, but then you have to apply it, and that takes the practice. Then you ask yourself, am I using my hands? Yeah, I am using my hands because I did not care about where my energy was. But once I say the hands go for the ride, and then that flip of the what is, of course, thinking through, okay? And this is part of centering, right? You're on one foot, you need the balance. You center, keep your hands together, keep your energy together, okay? Up and down, where's that? We've heard about that up and down before. On your toe, we're gonna spin out to deflect. Hands go for the ride. Hands go for the ride. And you can test that. You just say, am I really moving my hands only because I know it needs to be there at the end? Or is something else powering myself? As soon as you get that inkling, you probably feel a tingling, you probably feel powerful, and you know that the energy is doing the job for you, okay? And this is all that encompasses all of Tai Chi. And once you get that sensation, you feel, wow, you want to be able to capture it all the time. That's the stuff that makes you feel really good. Not just powerful, not just doing Tai Chi, but gives you boost or that lift, because your internal energy is actually being activated, okay? And a lot of times we don't really talk about it, but I guess you might say it's internalized already, so it's good to kind of talk it through.
Talk about the hands go for the ride. And I like to use the analogy of a whip. The power of the whip is eventually expressed at the tip, but the power starts. The last is the flick of the wrist. The power is coming from wherever your power is here, and it's the stroke here, and it's at the butt of the whip, the handle. But as it gets down farther and farther, the last thing that really is the payoff is the little flick. Okay, so sometimes people say, wow, look at them getting whatever they're trying to get with the whip. And nobody realizes that you gotta start from someplace here before it gets to there. Same thing, going for the ride. In Maiden, you're here, step out, turn up, and this is starting to do this, or here, come here, and you're going straight up, and the arms go for the ride, because once you've set your position, you're doing this until the last minute. The last minute is, and the complete movement, yeah. I don't end up here, I end up here. Okay, and if you were fighting, that's where the business is. So, just for the sake of completeness, when you do your Maiden, it's body, 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 up, turn. This last, drop the shoulder, and the flick of the, and again, say if you're doing needle to the bottom of the C, it starts off here, but the last portion, the finished portion, can be open. You can hit here, you can hit down, you can grab the person. See, all the finish, you get the attention to the finish and the hands, but the hands are the extension of what you first started off with, your core, and you're moving the arms and go for the ride. You're moving it to the position of final action. The utilization is to coming up, and you may meet the block, but you deflect it. Again, the finish is as you turn your body, and it's just I guess it's a story of saying you're trying to transfer energy from central to peripheral, and it goes from your stance, your dantian, your substantiality, and then here, turn, and you're coming up here again, still with force of dropping your shoulders, and then turning your body. Drop your shoulder, turn your body, last finish.
Okay, so everybody, let's hold our ball. Right hand on the bottom, right hand on the top, sorry. Roll the ball. What happens? The hand goes for the ride, right? Doesn't matter where we're going to go now, okay? But the top hand drops, whereas the right hand, the right hand drops, the left hand starts to come up. Shuttle, then push out. So it does naturally come down. That's your question, yeah? So in Tai Chi, we talk about being relaxed. So if we just hold the ball, we can turn it any old way. We can rotate it, but we have a sensation, relaxing sensation. And in doing this, you notice that one shoulder drops, the other one, I want to say, comes up, but does not come up this way, yeah? It just goes, and what are we talking about? Is it the hand that's making our thing go up and down? It's our core that's helping, that's totally directing what we're doing, our mind. So naturally, when Maiden works her shuttle, hey, we don't have to think about that. If we know that we're going to have to rotate the ball, that shoulder comes down, then comes up. Okay? Try. Yang 24, commencing form. Open, rotate, up, make yourself small. Do not lift that shoulder as you hold your ball. Up and to the side, part the wild horse's main one. Get a good stretch. Two. Three. Half step. Spin. White crane spreads his wings. Drop, bisect. Look back. Lift up. Brush knee one. Brush knee two. And final brush knee. Half step. Rock. Lay your lute. Drop the front foot, center. Look back. Lift up. Pulse of the monkey. One. Two. Three. Modify that right foot. Grasp the bird's tail. Push him away. Turn hips and waist and hands go for the ride as you sit down. Sit back. Look back. Contact. Turn. Push out. Make yourself small. Drop your shoulders. Other side. L stance. Bow stance. Hands go for the ride. Make yourself small. $12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, hook, first single whip. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, cloud hands. Make it pretty. Use your whole body. T hook, out L, second single whip, half step, sit back, high pad on the horse. Step out with your left heel, gather energy, kick out, right. As you double punch. Sit back, pivot all the way around, left hand, left foot up, kick out, left. In, hook, parallel down, halfway, near to the left, set. Golden cockerel stands on its left. Toe, pivot, hook, serpent, split, down, near right, extend, up, golden cockerel, extend the knee, hold your ball, extend the knee, turn, shuttle right, sit back, pivot out, extend knee, pivot, turn, left, half step to the back, cross the hips and waist, set up the right hand, needle to the bottom of the seat. One hand, two hands, then your foot, touch, extend the knee, flash arms like a fan. Next week's lesson, sit back, fist, up, down, on your toe, deflect to the right, bring it in as you parry, then punch, touch, roll back, power up and forward. Sit down, sit back, pivot, apparently close, in pivot, embrace the tiger with that modification, bring it in, push out with your core, separate, drop your shoulders, hands go for the ride as you close your form for Yang 24. Okay, good job. Okay, see you next time.